All right, what's up, everyone? So I have the Sedici Ultimo boots here. I kind of just wanted to give you my thoughts and kind of a long-term review, I guess. I've had these boots for probably over a year now, maybe almost a year and a half. So I've worn them pretty extensively. And I can share with you, kind of what I think. So the reason why I bought these in the first place was really mostly to kind of stop wearing tennis shoes so much. I kind of wanted to have like an alternative um, shoe or boot that I could wear that was like more safe than a standard running shoe. So I was kind of really looking for a boot on the cheaper side, and as y'all probably know, I mean, boots are pretty expensive in general. So this is definitely one of the better deals that I found. So I ended up getting the white version. It held up pretty well. I mean, it's a little bit dirty, but I mean, then again, I haven't really spent time cleaning them at all. So I guess for what that's worth. They're pretty comfy. These are size 11s, as you can see in here. So I guess let's start with the inside. You have this Velcro right here that you open up. And you have this nice red mesh material inside of the boot. It pulls away sweat pretty well, and once you take them off, it actually evaporates pretty quickly. So I haven't had any issues with these smelling weird or these staying wet. They still look really good inside. Um, they're fairly comfy for what they are. I mean, like the whole sole is. I mean, I guess it was like reinforced with like metal or something because it doesn't bend very easily, which I mean is a good thing in a crash. So yeah. But yeah, anyway, so to get the boot on, you're gonna slip it on, and then you first pull this zipper all the way up, and it goes up to right here, and then you take this Velcro and clamp it down, and that keeps this from flapping in the wind, and also secures the upper part. I will say this boot does seem to have a decent amount of protection overall. You have this giant shin guard right here, which is all kind of hard plastic. You have this little slider thing. I'm not really sure, but it's there. You have a lot of ankle protection, all these hard parts. Your heel's pretty well protected. You have these little sliders, and then of course the toe area is reinforced with what I would guess to be metal, because I mean you can't bend this at all. Um, and then you have this little pad right here that you're going to touch your shifter with, and I actually really like this because it's really consistent. You always get the same feel because you always hit it in the same area, and yeah, I kind of like that. Um, the break-in for these shoes, I'm trying to think how long it took for them to become super comfortable. They were never uncomfortable, but they were a little bit tight when I got them. I was told by one of the employees that you want these to be, pretty tight because when they break in, they loosen up a little bit, and I found that to be true. I wore about 11 and a half shoe size, so I ended up getting 11s and not 12s, and that was a really good choice. Once you walk around in them for a bit, doing this motion, it kind of loosens up, this area in here. And once you're on the bike, I mean, it's super fluid and super easy to, flick up, and it's not really restrictive. There are a few vents on this boot, but I mean, honestly, I think the majority of your airflow actually comes in from, when wind, when wind hits you from this angle and kind of just, goes in here. Um, it's hard to tell if these do much because in the winter, I mean, they seem to insulate pretty well. But I mean, then again, in the summer, I feel like they do a good job of keeping you cool too. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. They seem to be a um, pretty good for all weather riding. Honestly, like I've never been uncomfortable in them, um, whether it's been summer or winter. So yeah. Yeah, there's more protection on the back, all these hard parts, and then they kind of let up right here to allow some flexibility. Let's see, the tread on the bottom is still looking pretty good. Nothing really noteworthy down here. There's a little like expansion thing too. I guess when you put your foot in, this can open up a little bit to allow for more room if you need it. I mean, even on the inside of your leg, like there's not really much protection or hard plates in here. I mean, besides this one right here. But even this material, that the Velcro that wraps down, is actually pretty tough. Like if you feel it, it's pretty stiff. So I feel like even if something did hit you from the inside in here, this would still help you out. And of course, you have the ankle protection again down here. Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, these are pretty solid. I think I paid like, if I remember correctly, like 150 ish, something like that. Because I was torn between these and there was a built model that was 99 bucks. I think it was like the pole position boots. But these seem to just be slightly better quality all around. And I didn't want to cheap out too much on them. Because the alternative, of course, is, like all Alpine Stars boots or Dainese boots. But I mean, those you're going to be easily paying, well into the 200s, maybe even like 250, 260. So I mean, for $100 less than all of those, I mean, these are a pretty compelling option, I feel like. The only thing that I was really concerned about, is how I guess the leather would hold up or how the zipper would hold up. Thankfully, I haven't had any issues with either of those. There's been no separation between the leather and the sole of the shoe, thankfully. Um, yeah, so all that seems to be pretty good. I'll show you the other one too. So this is the non-shifting side. So if anything, I'd probably have a little bit less wear to it. But again, it's a little dirty. I haven't really spent much time cleaning these off and whatnot. Um, but yeah, here's the inside of this one. The styling is pretty good. I mean, I do like that red accent, and the red sole is pretty cool too, and the red interior. I think they did a pretty good job styling it. So yeah. Well, I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, leave a comment. But overall, yeah, I like them a lot, and I think can't really go wrong.